Hello, people. This is Bruno from Life is Not Complicated. If you're new to the channel, remember subscribe, like, share, help share happiness and a way to have a better life. Okay, so today what I wanted to discuss is habits and the importance of habits, as well as unconscious habits, which impact the achievement of your goals and having the success in the areas that you want. So, what are habits? Habits, you can just define them simply as repetitive behaviors. Whether it's conscious or unconscious, they dictate the direction your life goes in because uh, is the minimal thing, the things that you tend to not pay attention to that might get you away from what you want to achieve in life. For example, let's say you want to be a person that communicates clearly and is patient during arguments, and your default response, which is a habit, is to shut down or potentially get agitated. So you have where you want to go, who you want to be, and where you currently are. So how do you tackle it? You have to define who you want to be and what habits that person has. And the best way to do that is, quote unquote, to have a model, a role model slash a mentor. If you don't can find a mentor, there is books. I know reading is not the best, is not the most fun thing. That's why I personally choose audiobooks. Listen to it while you're doing something else, at the gym, whatever, and just look at how the people that emulate the person you want to be, the people that are the person you want to be, quote unquote, have the behavior of the person you want to be, act. So that's their habits, and see how does your life reflect in comparison to those habits. And if you really want it, then that just means you have to change. I know change is scary, but there is, if you want to improve, there's no other way around it. Change is necessary. Whether you are consciously changing or unconsciously changing is the same, because you won't stay the same throughout the course of your life. You always will be changing, but it's whether you dictate the change that is happening or the outward words dictate the change that is happening in your life. So habits. Okay. Now that you're thinking about habits, is like, what mentors can you find? Okay, then you have to drill down which areas of your life are important to you, because the time is quote unquote limited, but there is plenty of it. That means that there's only so many things you can focus on out in one period of your life. So depending on if your current focus can be career, or your current focus can be relationships, your current focus can be gym fitness. So who has what you want? Who has it? And you have to find it. So books. For example, there is this great book called Nonviolent Communication. If you want to practice communicating in those situations where things could get violent, quote unquote, where things can get heated, that's a great book, Nonviolent Communication. There's also another great book, Crucial Conversation, is about having those important conversations with your loved ones and with the people that matter to you, and how to communicate in a way that they don't get defensive, you don't feel attacked, and you give a space to have those important conversations that is safe, and people feel great about having those conversations with you, which is just positive reinforcement to yourself and others, isn't it? If you are able to have those difficult conversations in a easy, in quote unquote, in a safe way, then they are more likely to keep having those conversations with you and be open to having those conversations. If you fitness, there's plenty of videos on YouTube about working out, what kind of workouts, eating habits, and then also business related books. There's books about how to how to save your money, how to use your money appropriately, how to be aware of your money, what money is, and how to use it. Also, I'll say there is other books about topics that are a bit in the middle, topics that might seem unrelated, but if you really think about, they will impact how you act on a daily basis. So, what I think about is Power of Now books that is about consciousness, the act of they inspire the act of meditating. Meditation might seem that is not impacting any of those particular areas, but if you think about it, what meditation practice, the practice of meditation is the practice of imperfection, is the practice of being right there, right now, with everything rushing through your mind and just having that split moment when things are calm, and then being accepting of the fact that your mind, although you're trying to be calm, although you're trying to have the quiet peace, your mind is just thinking, it's growing, it's keep going, thoughts are passing by, and you acknowledge it. So the art of meditation is basically gives you that space to think differently about thinking, which is a bit unusual, isn't it? But it's basically, it's just because your thoughts are coming in doesn't mean that you have to act on them, doesn't mean that you need to voice them, doesn't, just because they are in your mind doesn't even mean they are yours. Thoughts are thoughts. Emotion can dictate thoughts, but also thoughts can dictate emotions. Sometimes you feel uncertain, so you have a negative thought come back. But is it really your thoughts? Is it a result of environment? Maybe did you eat a particular food that made your brain feel foggy? It's about trying to break down what's impacting you, and is positively could cause a negative outcome in your life. It just depends on how deeply do you want to go. How much time do you want to spend on these things? And you can have general habits which will help, but you can also go deeper and find out to what extent are my action impacting the outcomes I want. And that just depends on you and the decision you make in your life. Okay, so this is was all I wanted to talk about today. As always, subscribe, like, share, and help yourself and help people and help me through the journey of becoming a better version of ourselves. Okay, bye.